Afternoon, everyone. Hope we are good. Do you want to know what I think about Xhaka? Well, we will find out. What is happening, people? A lot of messing around today. This was my original plan, okay? So I appreciate each and every one of you gets in this in the chat because it was a little bit messing around. My original plan was a daily vibe at 4:30, watch along Manchester City, PSG, obviously see Messi, etc. That was going to be today. However, someone who's supposed to be on the radio at Blackburn in the Championship tonight is not well. So obviously I'm going to go and do that. So I couldn't do that. I can't do the watch along. And then obviously I would have missed a daily vibe at 4:30. So I thought, right, we need to make sure we got something for the community. We didn't do a daily vibe yesterday because I put the edited video out. Make sure you give that a thumbs up because I do love doing my edited videos. And there will be a Green Mind one out as well later on today. So if you are watching this after, because some of you may be at work, want to say a big shout out to each and every one of you audience community. Drop a like, make sure you go and check the Green Mind out, and let me know what you think about today's video in the comments. What do you think about Xhaka coming out and saying what he has been saying? And that's what we're going to speak about today, people. There's a lot of news flying around other clubs. We know Man United really want Poch. Do you think Poch is the man that's going to bring them what they want? He had 2 good seasons at Spurs. Do you think Poch is the man for Man United? And what a coincidence, they ran around yesterday and even Fred played well. Now Ole Gunnar is not there. And people will say it's Ole. I say the players is poor and they're weak. That's what I would say. That is for sure. So Tubbs is in the building. Big up Fran, big up yourself. Sartania. Hello Fran, good vibes only. Good vibes only. Alexandra is saying big up to yourself. Craig, as always, no matter what time, boy 10, no matter what time we get in the building, they are always here. Big up Craig, big up Boy 10. Martin saying afternoon all as well. Marshall saying big up Fran. Martin saying bye Xhaka, here's your bus fare, see ya. Good riddance to the bad rubbish. I just find it crazy how if he has said this, he's coming out and saying it now after signing a new deal and things like that. So it's not going to be a long one because, like I said, we've had a lot of messing around today. We've had to change a things, but I thought it's only right that we turn up for the community, even though it's a small one, just to make sure everyone is okay, get some good vibes in the building, and we take it from there. Lawrence in the building saying, big up, Fran, you ready for City PSG? Can't watch it. I was going to do a watch along. I can't watch it because now I'm doing Blackburn against Peterborough on the radio. So I can't watch the game. I mean, come on. If there's ever a game that I want to watch, it's Man City, who are my second favourite team and my favourite player in the world if he plays. But unfortunately, I can't miss it. However, fortunately, I get the opportunity to obviously be on the radio. So we will see. Ollie's at the wheel. Arteta's at the wheel now. Rashid is saying, people keep saying replacing Xhaka will be expensive. No, it won't. If you scout well, there are many bargains. 100%, Rashid. There's many bargains. My name is George. All right, that should be... We'll go for George then. That's easier. If Xhaka wants to leave, let him leave. This is the 3rd time he's put in the press that he wants to leave. It's a weird one. And Poch is not leaving PSG. I think I think it would be hard for them to even get him out. I imagine he's on a decent contract. And PSG, we know, can be hardball. They've done it with Mbappe. They're not bothered about money. It's all about principle with them and trying to be the big man in the room when it comes to PSG. So I'm not sure Man United have thought this through. It really looks like they're just throwing, loads of whatever at the wall and trying to get something to stick. They've sacked him 2 weeks late when they should have got Conte. I just don't understand why they did what they did and then they waited and now they've sacked him. It's strange. Really, really strange. But as you know, people, let's get into what we think today. Again, it won't be a long one. Just thought I'd nip in and make sure you see. Make sure I would see you all. Let's have a look. Let's get that one on. There we are. Let's get rid of this border. Here are we? Let's get rid of that. Right, let's get rid of that and let's go in here. Right, first of all, I think... Yes, Akuna Matata. I know we've got some Chelsea fans in the building. So, Chelsea made Juventus look like Norwich. I mean, all the kids, I believe, came through the common training ground. It was an unbelievable performance from Chelsea last night. They bullied and Juventus could just not live with the tempo. I mean, Juventus, as we know, very, very good defending. They just got pulled left, right and centre last night. So it's a very, very good win from Chelsea. And they're looking stronger. And I think they're only going to get stronger and stronger. And like I said, I put them favourites to win the Premier League if Man City didn't sign a striker. If Man City get a striker in January and in and around that, depending on how Man City striker fits in, could be a very, very interesting and good Premier League this year. I think it's going to be a very, very good Premier League. Poch's family still live in London, so he must go to Paris 3 days a week and then fly back. It's not far at all. Good afternoon, Static. Hope you're well. No more kids put quality experience in the team, but the youth PR project. The United top brass really thought they would get Ollie at the end of the season. It's crazy. Can't keep him there to the end of the season. It's mad. Just leave now. Go and get him much and Gladbach. Yeah. Chelsea move exactly how I thought Arsenal would be moving after we paid off our stadium debts. Joe wouldn't be sleeping on his Liverpool. Why can't we win it, bro? Listen, Marshall, it's not like I don't think they're not going to challenge for it. I think Liverpool are a great team. Love watching the way they play, especially when they're on song. Just think with Liverpool, they have one, or not one, but they have a couple of injuries. Their squad, for me, doesn't seem as strong depth-wise. That's the only thing with Liverpool. But, I mean, yeah, I understand that people are saying that a lot of people are sleeping on because people are just mentioning Man City and Chelsea. However, the reason I think they name that is just purely to do with the depth of the squad. That's my only thing, I think, when it comes to Liverpool. To be honest, but yeah, like I say, shouldn't sleep on them. Man City is strong too. They have ball possession a lot, but sometimes they play like Spain. Yeah, they do, and sometimes it can get a little bit frustrating, etc. That is for sure. Injuries could cost us the league. Xhaka triggers me like Fran with Pepe. No hate, just pure frustration. No, Liverpool are scary. You're right. Liverpool players, mate. Right, let's just delve into this, right? As you know. Right, so first of all, let me just get something clear about Granit Xhaka. He wanted to leave. We wanted him to leave. He's a liability. He's bang average, okay? We then can't work a deal out over a few million, apparently by all reports. He then comes back and we give him an extension, okay, for another 2 years. So his contract runs out at the end of 23-24 season. So what's he got? He's got 22, 23. So he's got 2.5 years left. Two and 3/4 seasons, whatever it may be, right? So we offered him a new deal. Now, we offered him a new deal, so he probably wouldn't walk away for free at the end of his contract. However, his contract was finished 2 years from now. It wasn't like the end of the season, like a Lacazette situation. It was 2 years from now. So why did we offer him a new contract? I have no idea why we did that. Now, they would say they're protecting their asset. Well, if Roma said they're only going to pay 15 million or 12 million and you wanted 15, all of a sudden they're not going to change because it gets older. Now, I don't understand this relationship that we have with Xhaka. If there's any other player, you say, listen, you flirted with other clubs. We're not giving you a new deal. All right, we're not giving you a new deal. You flirted with other clubs. Do you want to be here, yes or no? If he says no, we do everything that we possibly can to get him out the window. And his body language told us that he didn't want to be here. His interviews told us that he didn't want to be here. And Edu and Vinay and people, they're too inexperienced to deal with these contract negotiations. It is proven. They're too naive. Because you don't go about business. That's why we don't sell players for any money. That's why people are signing crazy contracts and then they go missing. Because there's no one who understands. I know I think the football director or the decision maker, the woman at Chelsea, she's just won the top award. And the reason she's won the top award is because you look at the way that she deals with all the transfers in and out, etc. at Chelsea. She ain't playing. And this is a female in the sport who many people say females are not very great in the sport. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I just think that we're too soft on this one. Anyway, let's get into it. Where's me? Arsenal midfielder Xhaka hints about Borussia Mönchengladbach return as he says the doors will be open if the Bundesliga side are willing to bring him back at the end of the season. He is saying to them, please come and get me. Please come and get me. What is wrong with this guy? He's just signed a new deal. Right. So, Arsenal midfielder. Here we go. Let me highlight it for you. Let's have a look what he says here. Arsenal midfielder will be willing to rejoin former club Borussia Mönchengladbach when his contract expires at the end of the season. The Swiss international spent 4 seasons at the Bundesliga side before joining Arsenal 2016. Xhaka's contract runs until 2024 and will be interested in return to Gladbach if the German side were interested. I mean, he's just putting it out there like to say, please, 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 date me if you're interested. Just, please, get him out. Get him out. Honestly, get him out. Get him out. I'm telling you now from experience, if I'm doing interviews like this and I'm at a club, it means I want out ASAP. Xhaka signed 1 year. So he only signed a 1 year contract extension. I thought it was a 2 year, but to be honest, following interest from Jose Mourinho's Roma, the 29-year-old is currently out of contract as he was forced. Is currently out of action as he was forced off September's 3-1 victory over Tottenham in North London derby. He suffered a medial ligament injury and was expected to be sidelined for at least 3 months' time. So probably January time we'll see him. Despite a firm fan favourite, Mönchengladbach, he has not such popular reputation at the Emirates. You're two right there, people. He has often been seen as one of the reasons for Arsenal's on-field issues over recent seasons and was stripped of the captain's armband after he threw it on the floor in an angry reaction in 2019. I don't want to know his stats, that's for sure. Pulisic, is it going to carry on? It's not going to say much about him. Does it carry on? Because they have about 4,000 adverts in between, etc., etc. So that's all they're going to speak on. I hope that's all they're going to speak on when it comes to Xhaka. Now, what are your thoughts, people? Without just turning around and saying, right, Fran, we need him out. What are your thoughts behind the whole situation when it comes to Xhaka? Was you one of them who was not interested, that backed him? Did you think he's ever been a good player for Arsenal? Do you think that he is needed when you look at our midfield? Because I think, just like someone said in the chat earlier, I think he's easily replaced. I think he's easily replaced. I've got to be honest. He is better than Lokonga. He is better than Maitland-Niles. I understand that, right? I do get that. Because he's played the game a lot more. He's better on the ball, etc., etc. My problem with him is, I want to say this the right way. My problem with him is I think, and this is just my opinion, by the way, that he thinks that he's too big for Arsenal at the moment. That's how he comes across to me. He thinks that, he plays Swiss international. This club wants me, that club wants me. What am I playing with this crap team for? Arsenal are crap, can't get in this team. This, that. I get the impression he's that type of person. I could be wrong, but I think he could be that type of player. So I'm interested to what you say about Xhaka. We spoke about Xhaka a long time over the last few months, probably 12 months. And he's continued to let the club down. He's continued to let himself down, continued to let Arteta down. But Arteta rewards him with another year. I cannot understand why we gave him another year if he already had a year and a bit left on his contract. It shows to me the naivety, the inexperience of who we have making big decisions at this football club. And I think, and I've said it a long time, is it sustainable for us to keep getting away with these bad decisions? It is nothing new, by the way. So we could even talk about before. It's nothing new, the way that we deal with players. Let's have a look what a few of you are saying. Let's have a look. Fran, he is leaving at the end of this contract, running down his contract again. I get what you're saying, because Lacazette's definitely doing that, and we'll speak about Lacazette. Lacazette is definitely doing that. He runs down his contract, takes him till about 32. Is he going to want to be in an environment? No, he's not really. He doesn't really want to be here. Doesn't really want to be here. Is he willing to stay in that environment? And probably because he's getting paid a decent whack. Till then, I think if he's got a good relationship with Arteta in this football club, which he says that he has, and it proves to me that they have, because the way that they treat him, yet they treat Saliba, Guendouzi, etc., the complete opposite to the way that they've treated this guy. Surely he can sit down and say, listen, his agent says, if I can get Gladbach, Roma, whoever it may be, to pay you this amount of money in January, are you willing to let me go? He must have had that decision and that conversation with this football club. And then the club need to realise that if they are moving in a direction, because they clearly are moving in a different direction, they need to just take some peas and off they go with that. That's my opinion. Edu's honestly, he's terrible. What's mad is he threw the armband and he's still at the club. He threw the armband. He threw it. And he didn't, by the way, he didn't throw it because he was frustrated or anything. He threw it because he was clearly, I can't say the word, with Arsenal as a club. And everyone else. Madness. I'm sorry I never rated Xhaka even when Wenger was managing him. Listen, he's one of those that people forget he was even here when Wenger was here because people didn't even talk about him, you know. GB's put, we need to move on with Xhaka, but it's definitely needed this season, in my opinion. However, Xhaka is safely the only Arsenal player I've disliked. Hard to root for him or want him at the club. And you make a good point there, GB. I actually do think we need him until we get someone. Now, we know there's been Awar again linked. There's Arthur been linked. There's Kessie been linked. There's Adams been linked. No links with Basuma. Van der Beek was linked, but that may change now. They're going to change their manager. We definitely, number one, need a centre midfielder. Now, if we do get a centre midfielder, I think we could be then trying to get him out the door. And that's maybe why these reports are coming out. Big up, Dre. Hope you are well. A little bit early today, a little bit messing around because a few things got changed. I can't do it at 4:30 because I've got to go to Blackburn now, so I can't do the watch along, etc. But I do have the pleasure of being on the radio, and I can try and get another vlog. I know a lot of you liked the Stoke vlog, so go and check it out. There's some decent tunes in there, and you catch man having a cheeky McDonald's when I shouldn't be. So go and check that out. And Green Mind, I'm going to edit that tomorrow and I'll get a green mind up for you. We did a live stream on Sunday, which was excellent. I'll do a green mind for you tomorrow, talking about growth. Okay, talking about growth as we go through this challenging world at the moment, talking about growth. Okay, so go and check that out. If you've not checked it out, go and check Green Mind out. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll put the link in here for now because I know a few of you may not know about the channel. So go and check it out. It's a how can I put it? Let's go here. Go and check this channel out, people. It's very, very good for it helps people throughout the week, start the week. And I love it. It's like my little baby. It's like my little thing. So here's the link, people. Go and check that out. Show me some love on that. And if you get anything out of it or any ideas of what you want to speak about, let me know. We don't try and go too deep because you know what YouTube's like and the politicians out there. But go and check that link out, people. Would really, really appreciate it, and let's spread the love and help people out. Osis put, Fran, big up yourself, and I agree, want Xhaka out, but them comments are taken out of context. He explained that he will fulfill his contract at Arsenal, then after he might be interested in Borussia. 100%. I get that, and a lot of people will be jumping on saying he wants to leave now. He does want to leave now, but he's putting it in a very subtle and very, very clever way that he'll wait till his contract ends, which kind of highlights that he's now going to wait till his contract runs out. He's letting the club know, he's letting everybody know that I'm going to let my contract run out. So basically, get rid of me before or you're going to lose the money. That's how he's worded it, if it is word for word. But he's here and I don't see him going anywhere yet. There might be a cut deal in January if we could get rid of him. We will see. Xhaka slows us down. He's just Arteta's good friend, and that's all. He's definitely his good friend. Definitely. BX Gooners put, if Xhaka hadn't gotten injured, we could have moved him on for something. Yeah. Ash just put, I question his on-field intelligence. The guy never checks his shoulder and continues to make mistakes. I mean, he never uses his wing mirrors. Never ever uses his wing mirrors. Sometimes he'll get the ball and he doesn't know where he is, and then he has to have another touch. And you get away with that in international football. He'll turn around and say, well, I'm international, I've been a captain, I'm la-di-da, I'm this and that. He's giving it large portions. However, it's a lot slower international football. We're seeing people like Dan James mash up international level. I know he scored against Tottenham the other day, but then Man United, he got rid of him, So, we'll see. From the day he decided he was going to disrespect the fans by flipping us, and then obviously he gave you the finger, wasn't happy about that, was he? Tillemans is running down his contract. If Arsenal have got any ambition, just pay him 100% there. Liam is the building, but big up friend travelling back to London from Chester. We need a centre mid who can score, a replacement for Fab or Cazorla. We need that baller on midfield who can get in the box. That's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. We really, really are missing. Saka wants to move. Make a move. Let's get rid of him. Let's get rid of him. What has Garlic done since he's been here? Why was he brought in? Well, he had a very, very good reputation, I think, when he was at West Brom before, because we've had a couple of meetings with him, and he's had a good reputation, but that was at West Brom. This is now at Arsenal. I'm not sure whether, because you're now in different company. You're now invited to different parties. You're now in the big league with the big boys, with the big teams and the big directors, the big decision makers. I said big quite a lot there, didn't I? But you know what I mean. It seems like he can't deal with that. But I think it's crazy. I think it's absolutely crazy. Right, what I do want to touch on quickly is Ødegaard. So I want to touch on Ødegaard before we drop into Lacazette. Now, I've seen a report today about Ødegaard saying, is this now going to be another situation where Ødegaard finds himself in and out of a team after signing for them? It happened when he was at, obviously, Madrid. Now, some people would say, Fran, it's too early. It's too early. And you know I'm his biggest fan. But I did say, if you go back to all of the streams before, and I even said it on, I think it was when Laurie was on, etc., and things like that. This decision for him to come to Arsenal, I think, will ruin him or put him further back, because we are not the team for an Ødegaard type player. I've said that so many times. I love him as a player, but we are not the team for him, because we will make him look bad, because he's not the type of player that will play for Arteta or the team that we have at the minute. And people were saying, Fran, what are you on about? He's a good player. And then some were saying, he's terrible, they don't want him. And then some were saying, yeah, but he's a good player. What do you mean it will jeopardize him? And I'm saying, the way that he plays will not be good for Arsenal, because we don't play like that. We don't make little triangles, little tick-a-tacker. We don't play that way. This is a kid who has gone to Real Madrid, and he has been brought up to play the Spanish Real Madrid way. So when he comes to Arsenal, it's not going to work, is it? It's not going to work. Now, will he grow if given time? I do think he's given time, and I don't think he's leaving Arsenal anytime soon. I'm not saying that. And I think he will be back in the team when things start to change. Will he grow as a player? Will he start to understand the Premier League? Will we play that way? Will we play that way? And GB makes a good point here, and I don't want to shy away from this. And he says, so why give Ødegaard that excuse but not Pepe, Fran? And he makes a good point. Now, Ødegaard's only been here not long, okay? My excuse for Ødegaard is, even when it's going wrong, he tries to run around. That is the only thing. If he was lazy, I would completely have the same output than Pepe. Completely have the same output. Now, that could change. That could change. You may see a different attitude with Ødegaard soon, and he might start to get the ump, and he might stop working. And then I'll be saying exactly the same thing as what I say about Pepe. Exactly. Because I agree with Pepe. Exactly the same situation as Ødegaard. Now, he's been here longer. I understand that. Okay. But again, the way we play does not suit Pepe. Clearly does not suit Pepe. But he doesn't run around to show that enthusiasm. And that's why I think why people have gave up on him. Now, if you watch Ødegaard, he'll run around, he'll try and press, even if it's going right for him. But that's the only saving grace for Ødegaard at the minute, is that he still wants to work hard. That's it. Because he's not going to be able to get in this team. Now, to be fair to him, the last two games have been woeful. He's came on and hardly touched the ball. And all of a sudden, he finds himself out of the team because of formation. He's not going to play because we need a Lacazette, etc. And that role that Ødegaard plays is a luxury role. It's a luxury role. And we don't have time for luxury players at the moment. We've seen what happened when we started the decline to Ozil. Ozil for me is one of the best players I've seen. And look what happened. You can only be as good as the team that you're in, if that makes sense. You may see a different Paul Pogba now. You may see a different Sancho now. He looked different last night. He got forward, he got a goal. Because of the way that the team is playing or panned out or formation. So as much as I give Pepe a lot of stick, a lot of it is banter. But the one thing that winds me up about Pepe is he doesn't work hard. That's the only thing. Now, Ødegaard, at the moment, still runs around. And the report was saying, will he find himself in a situation where he's then not a permanent fixture at Arsenal? And then he'll have to go and find football somewhere else. It's very, very interesting how football works. It really, really is. Right then, people, been on here for 25 minutes, so you're probably going to only do about 35. Quick in, because I know Curtis is on as well, and I know a lot of you will go to Curtis as well. So a little bit of timing. I think Curtis is touching on a few things as well. So my last one that I want to go over, and I'll bring this up for you, people. Have I already got that? I think I might. Hey, listen, I may already be on here. Hey, here we are, people. Here we are. Let's get rid of that. So there's Lacazette rumours. As you know, we're going back and forth with Lacazette at the moment. He's clearly going to run his contract down, okay? He's clearly going to run. But according to The Sun, can't believe I've just said that. I think I've just swore. The Sun, okay? Arsenal will bizarrely begin contract negotiations with centre forward at the end of the season when his current deal is set to expire. Who has said that? And who has allowed that? That cannot be true. Because all you're doing is allowing everyone else to negotiate before you. Okay? Now, Lacazette joined Gunners in summer 2017 with no 52 mil. However, the report claims that Arsenal are unwilling to offer him another long-term deal on his current salary, which is thought to be in the region of 200k. Instead, it is said that they could offer him a 12-month extension. He is not going to sign a 12-month extension at the end of the season. He's got everyone by the nuts. He's in control when it comes to the end of the season. He's in control now, to be honest, because he knows in 6 months' time he can just go and ask no signing on fee. I mean, there's no transfer fee. There's no sign. Give me all the signing on fee, X, Y, Z. So he's in control of the situation. So I think we just really, really need to step up this striker search. Really do. It goes on to say, where are we? Former winger Robert Perez has urged his old club to sign an English defender in a January transfer window. Don't know why, because apparently we've got the best centre-half in the world. The Frenchman also told the Mirror it is difficult, but in January Arsenal can spend money, maybe defender, blah-de-blah, blah-de-blah-de-blah. Does it go on to say much about Lacazette? I did mention that there is a striker that's been mentioned as well, but technically he's not ready. The Romanian Mbappe. So apparently now, because of Lacazette, we do need a striker. Who would you go for, people? It's tough. Anyway, Play Sports claim that Arsenal are interested in signing FCSB forward Lanis Stoiak in January, who Gunner scouts have reportedly been watching for the last 2 months. However, the Romanian, who has been compared himself to Mbappe, is not for sale according to etc. He's very technical, he's very young, and they are not looking to sell him. That means, people, that they will sell him. That is an absolute cert. I can tell you that for sure. That means that they will sell him. But I don't know much about him, so I can't really say much about that. But who would you go for when it comes to that? I mean, who would you go for? He wasn't a luxury player at Real Sociedad, Fran. The midfielder, we had a dysfunctional and can't hold on to the ball the way Sociedad plays. And you make a very, very good point. He was not a luxury player for Sociedad. He was very, very instrumental in the middle of the park. A lot of stuff went through him. And it's down to the style of play. And that's Pepe's defence as well. That is Pepe's defence. And I've got to admit, even though I give him a lot of banter, we've got a poor midfield. We've got a poor midfield. We really have, people. We really have. And I think that we need to do something, and that's what we need to do about it. Yo, Fran, wash your mouth out, blasphemous. Listen, that newspaper, or any newspaper for a matter of fact. If Lacazzette's contract is true, what is Garlic actually doing? I have no idea what he's doing. Management has now formulated a plan of attack that relies on Lacazette, and they didn't offer him a new deal sooner. No clue what we're doing. And how crazy is that? We've now found a formula that has kind of got Arteta's style of play and the way that he wants to play. We've found that formula now, and the main person that makes that work in a way is Lacazette, and he's out of contract in 6 months. He's got us by the nuts. He's never going to sign a 12-month extension. Never, because you have to get more. When you sign a new deal, you can't be offered the same. So if he's on 200k, he's not going to sign for 201. He's going to want 210, 220. All right, which is absolutely crazy for a player who's going to give you 17 goals at max. And he's not exactly the world's best link-up player. So there's no way I'm paying him that kind of change. You got to get rid of him. You can get a younger kid who will do just as good a job for 100 grand a week, 80 grand a week, easily. So just let him go. Just let him go. And he's not going to get anything for him in January. You're not going to get anything for him in January. So we really need to get to work, people. And I'm not seeing enough reports and enough things going on behind the scenes. I might actually try and get my agent hat on, and I might have to speak to a few people behind the scenes to see who they are really, really watching, because I know that they're watching a lot of players, of course. But for me, and you know what? I do not think they're going to go down the Premier League route. I think they're going to see it as it's going to be too expensive. I think they're going to see it as too expensive. So they're going to keep going foreign, and they keep going foreign, and they're going to keep going foreign. And that for me is it's just a toss of a coin, heads or tails, because you never know whether they're going to adapt to the weather. You never know whether they're going to adapt to the culture in England, living in London, the way that this country is run. You just never know whether it's going to happen. You really, really don't. So going to jump into a few of your comments just before I love you and leave you all. Sterling in January. Sterling would be a wicked signing. I don't mind Lannis. He's in an age bracket we need to be shopping in that, but seeing as we're shopping for 18 years, what is wrong with the likes of Martinelli and Balogun? I have no idea what is happening with Martinelli. I think it will come out that there's something going on with Martinelli, maybe behind the scenes. It really must be, because this kid has got talent, but he's not getting a sniff. He's not getting a sniff. It really isn't. Xhaka Edu completely useless, inept, and experienced at the level of Arsenal. The midfield is Partey and no one. That's when he's fit. 201. I find it hard why Maitland-Niles isn't starting every match in midfield. BX Gunner, for me, he's just not good enough. I don't think he's good enough, in my opinion. I think he'll have a good game when he gets called in, maybe a good 2-3 games, but he'll get found out. He's just not good enough, in my opinion. Not for the way that I want Arsenal to go. The way that I want Arsenal to go, Maitland-Niles is not good enough. You know, he's a fringe player at Everton. He might get in the Newcastle squad for a little bit and then be a fringe player at Newcastle. He's not Arsenal level. He's just not. He's just not. When you look at the kids Chelsea are bringing through, and then you look at Maitland-Niles, they're nowhere near. Like, nowhere near. You know? It's just not good enough. It's different, not Fran. It's a little timid. Also learning the language as well, 100%. Going foreign is good, but they can recruit properly from teams that they play similar style or any hype name. You got to find your gems. You got to do what Leicester did. And you got to try and find those gems. You really, really have. Right, people, like you say, I thought I'd get on earlier. I know it was very late. Gave you 15 minutes to sort yourselves out. Still good numbers, 40 to 50 in the chat. Absolutely unbelievable. If you are catching up with this stream later, because I know a lot of you do catch up, I do get a lot of messages saying you're catching up. And that, for me, to take the time out is unbelievable. If you are, make sure you hit the like. Tell me your comments below about Xhaka and Lacazette. And what position and player do we need? Charlie really wants Kessie, 100%. Do I rate Harvey Elliott? Unbelievable player. I remember seeing him at Fulham. Great player. And then he smashed Blackburn. Ironically, I'm off to Blackburn after I've done the school run. So, again, I hope everyone is very, very blessed. Can't be a long one today. I'm going to catch up with you tomorrow. I'll do a vlog tonight. I'll get a Green Mind video up tomorrow. We'll have another daily vibe tomorrow. We'll talk about Man City, PSG, and what's going on with Arsenal. We've got the weekend's game coming up. And again, as always, I love you and leave you. Stay blessed. And if any of you are struggling with anything, listen, don't problem. Reach out. That's why we've got a community. Reach out. So again, you take care. Enjoy Curtis's show because I know he'll be on in about 10 minutes. And I'll see you all later.